Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to your new English lesson. Let's practice how to make questions in English. When do we say how many people do you know? And when do we say how many people you know? So when do we need to use auxiliary verb and when don't? Let's get started. Question number 1. How many people do you want to meet? How many people do you want to meet? Or we can also say, how many people would you like to meet? Would you like to meet? How many people do you want to meet? Or how many people would you like to meet? So if I say, I want to travel and I want to meet new people, really? And how many people do you want to meet? Or how many people would you like to meet? So I would like to meet as many as possible. As many people. I would like to meet as many people as possible. So I would like to meet a lot of new, interesting people from different countries, different cultures, etc. Okay, so we asked the question with how many people do you want? Do you want to meet? Do is auxiliary verb, you subject, and want a verb. In question number 2, something similar but not the same. How many people want to meet you? How many people want to meet you? So that's another question. So, okay, you want to meet a lot of people, but do they want to meet you? How many people want to meet you? You see what's interesting here? In question number 1, we had, do you want to meet? In the question number 2, we have only the main verb, want. No do, no you. So there is no subject in this question number 2, and therefore there is no auxiliary verb. So how many people do you want to meet? How many people want to meet you is a subject question. And then we don't use auxiliary verb here, okay? Let's try with another one. How many people do you think that he will invite? So how many people do you think he will invite? So he's throwing a party tonight, really? And I think he will invite a lot of people. He has a lot of friends, so he will invite, I'm sure that he will invite a lot of people. How many people do you think he will invite? How many people do you think? Do, auxiliary, you, subject, think, the main verb. How many people do you think that he will invite? And the number 4, again, just think, just the main verb. How many people think that you will invite them? How many people think that you will invite them? So no subject. How many people think? Well, 10 people, that's the subject. 10 people think that I will invite them. And how many people do you think that he will invite? I think that he will invite 10 people. So here, 10 people is the object of the sentence. I think he will invite 10 people, but 10 people will be invited. For example, it would be like he will invite 10 people will be invited. That's the subject. How many students does she have? How many students does she have? And how many students have her phone number? How many students does auxiliary she subject have the main verb? How many students does she have? She has a lot of students. She has 20 students. So she is the subject. But how many students have her phone number? Who has her phone number? How many students have her phone number? Well, a lot of students have her phone number, or just a few students have her phone number. Would you like to have How many children would you like to have? Would you like to have? I would like to have 2, 3, 4, or none. How many children would like to have a dog? How many children would like to have a dog? Would you like to have? You are the subject. I would like to have 1, 2, 3, or none. But how many children would like to have a dog? Well, a lot of children would like to have a dog, especially when they are little kids, little children. They like puppies, they like dogs. So a lot of children would like to have a dog. My children would also like to have a dog, but I don't think that we should have a dog because it's a huge responsibility for me, not for them. Okay, how many people live in Belgrade? And how many people do you live with? Okay, we will put it like this. How many people do you are the subject, live with? I live with 3 other people. I live with 3 other people. How many people live in your apartment? Maybe better. 4 people live in my apartment, including me. So 3 people and me, myself, and I live in the apartment. So how many people do you live with? How many people live in your apartment? How many people will you invite if you collect enough money? If you have enough money. So I'm going on a trip or I'm having a party. How many people will you invite if you have enough money? I will invite everyone that I know if I have enough money. And how many people will invite you if they find out that you like parties? How many people will invite you? I hope a lot of people will invite me when they find out that I like parties. How many cups of coffee would you have if you were sleepy? How many cups of coffee would you have if you were sleepy? I would have just 1 big cup of coffee.